welcome back to the Axel YouTube channel. I'm finally doing my Yikong repair. Basically, I don't know if anyone's seen the short that I made. It's the internal drive cup that's gone on the portal axle. But because I've got two brand new ones, I'm going to do both sides. I'm not, well, you're going to see it, but I'm going to rush through it. So the important bits I'll show. Ripping it apart, I ain't going to show. I'm just going to tear it down and show you the bits that you need to see. So first of all, take the wheels off. But because I'm doing both, because I've got two new ones, I'm going to put the new ones in and keep the old one, because I've got one broken one and one spare one. So I might as well put two brand new ones in and keep the old one that comes out as a spare. Or, depending on how you do it, that's just the way I do it. I'd rather have two new pieces and keep the old one as an absolute emergency spare. So literally it's wheels off. I've shown you this before, but it is literally, if I remember correctly, it's one screw underneath, that one there, and that whole thing comes off. Last time I took the whole thing apart, so I'd unscrewed all of these and all of that, but I had to investigate what the issue was. This time I know what the issue is, so I can, oh no, I'm still going to have to get inside to change the cup anyway, because it's held on with C-clips. So yeah, we'll put you back up here. And I'll just rip it apart. It's going to be. Now, when you pull these apart, these have like a drive shaft inside. So you've got a cup on this side, cup on the out drive from the diff, and then a drive shaft, as you can see, just there. So I'm going to change everything. I'm just going to change the whole lot. So that's the reason I'm taking the main portal off. I think I need a work mat. Definitely need a work mat actually. Stop it sliding around. Some people might use power tools to undo this. Now I could, I've got a drill. It's that right here. But because it's plastic, especially because it's plastic actually, I'm not going to use any power tools. Because I don't want to run the risk of stripping any bolts or stripping any parts, and then you're screwed for getting everything back together. Now this is what I was on about, look. This is the good side. In fact, I'm not going to change that. Excuse me, I've just dropped a bolt. Bearings are nice and free. Can't see any damage. No, I've got zero damage, so actually it's in very good condition. And the outdrive actually looks alright as well. So this time round, I'm not going to change the good side. I'm actually quite happy with that. I'm quite surprised. What I am going to do though, some might say you do this, some might say you don't do this. I do this on all my ceiling joints where you don't have a gasket or anything like that. A little bit of grease just on the ceiling surfaces. So it doesn't have to be proper or precise, but my theory and thinking is you have a little bit of grease on that ceiling surface. Where that grease is, you're not going to get any water penetration. Even when it's squashed together, you've still got enough grease that's in that gap to not allow any water through. That's my theory. Whether it works or whether it's true or not, I haven't got a clue. But because this is the first time I've ripped it apart, I went through it when it was new and I went over it to make sure everything was obviously still alright. But whilst I'm doing it and while I'm here, I am actually just going to put that bit of grease there. So it's got a little bit of a barrier. I'm actually very, very happy that I don't have to, that's in such good condition. Now that actually makes me think, it makes me wonder, because when it broke, it didn't actually have a major tumble. it was just a little roll down a very gentle hill, and it literally rolled about once, twice and stopped. So it could have been a defective part from the factory, it could have been cracking because of the amount of times I have rolled it before, but it's just one of them. But now I've took that apart, that's made me quite happy. And again, so I'm still using I'm not using any power tools on this, not plastic to plastic. I'm not keen on using into metal, so even with an electric, then I nip down and then I nip up with a tool afterwards just to make sure it's alright. Right, just nip down on whatever. But if everyone saw my short, well, if anybody saw my short about this, you'll know that the actual drive cup snapped and you saw the damage. So, like I say, this won't be a major long video because I am going to, all the crappy bits, I'm going to skip through. So it's just going to be a general sense of what was wrong and how I fixed it basically. So, same again, it's 3 bolts. One on the bottom or the top, which way around you're looking at it, and then the 2 sides. But this one I do have to take apart because, like I said, it's all held together with a C-clip from the inside. So the gear is held on with a C-clip. I had a race between, was it Stu? Yeah, it was Stu. Quite a few weeks back. It buzzed down, and we were going up here. Well, we weren't even racing really. We were just messing about trying to get up this hill. And it just tumbled, and it's been good all day, no issues, not even a warning that there was anything wrong, no clicking, no noises, no anything really to give me any sort of warning that the cup was going to break. So that's what makes me think it might have had a little crack in it from new, but it's only one to guess. Things break, don't they? I don't know if you can see that, but that's the broken cup there. See? I do that. See, it's only got 1/2. The drive shaft's completely fine. There's the drive shaft. It's totally fine, not worn, not broken, both ends totally fine. So I don't actually know whether I replace that as well. But like I said, this one I'm having to take right apart. Because I need to get inside here to take that cup out. I was going to fix these and go out today, but bloody rain non-stop now. I'm not saying I'm frightened of a bit of rain, but when your daughter wants to go out and use them, I'd rather not go out and get my daughter all wet through and have to drag around. I'd happily go out in the rain, that makes no odds to me. Well, no, I'm telling a lie. After it's rained. Take the hex off. Pull the front case off. And there's your internals, look. That's the internal gearing with your bearings. Now the gears are perfectly fine, like I said, I thought the gears had mashed, that's what I thought had happened. But it is literally there's a washer, a C-clip, and then that gear slides out, that cup pulls out. That washer's being stubborn. Now these, I hate these, but if I can find it, I've got something, and it's right there. Doesn't particularly help me taking it off. This, and I had to get this from America because I couldn't find one in this country. C-clip adapter. So you put your C-clip inside that, and then obviously you just push it onto whatever you use it, and you've got all the different sizes. Look, from Dynamite actually, which shocked me a little bit when it came. Now, there's other words for these clips, and I'm not going to say it because I'd have to bleep out otherwise, but literally I just use needle nose pliers and it comes off like that, and then this gear will pull off like that. There you go, there's the gear. There's a pin. Don't know if you can see the pin. There's a pin just inside there that you have to pull out. In fact, there you can see I'm going to be careful because it's sliding out. But you just pull that pin out, which is actually going to be a bit of a, oh no, perhaps not. Anything else. And then you literally push the cup through, and there you go. That's the cup out. Easy as that. What's that? 10 minutes it's taken me. Really simple, easy job. That's what we'll do now. I'm just going to double check they're the same. I'm almost certain they're the same. There's the new one. And I just put them side by side and just double check. Just make sure everything's the same. Yeah, and I think we're good to go. So basically, it is just a complete reverse of everything I've just told you. So let's cut back through. Make sure your bearing seats in the bearing cup. Clip it down. Put your pin. Now this is the awkward one. This is going to be the awkward bit. Just getting this pin in and pull it straight back out with the needle nose. Right that in. Push it so it's centred. Not particularly important that you centre it, because as soon as you put the gear on, you'll be able to centre it with the gear. Just turn that on. Land it straight on it. So now this is the awkward bit. Now we're going to get the C-clip. Work out which one it will seat in. This one just happens to be the, I don't actually think the number, I think you just basically find out which one it is and put it on. It literally just sits in there like that, and then just helps you push them on. But what I found, even with these, up to the top, I always try and keep my finger over the top there, because sometimes they can pop off and ping out, and that's where the F off clip comes in, because they just F off and you can never find them. Doesn't know how to do it. So you can see that sits on like that. Don't forget your washer, or a spacer actually. I don't think it's a washer, I think it's a spacer. Just make sure your C-clip's seated, which it is. Washer back on. And while this is open, I'm just going to waterproof it, like I said before, with a little bit of grease just on that sealing surface. Whether it helps it or not, I ain't got a clue. In my head, it does, because you're putting a barrier between the outside and the inside. Now just go all the way around that edge, all the way along the edge that's going to seat together. I'm going to put a bit on the gears anyway, but just to make sure that surface gets a bit of a seal. getting some. And then you just squeeze them back together. And then it's literally a reverse with the screws. So it's 2 screws, 1, 2 on the bottom. I'll show you 2 smaller ones. That's the bottom screw, and I've just used the wrong one. That's why I don't use electrical tools, because I could have tightened that right up and it would have burst through the back. My mistake. Luckily I caught myself before it burst through. What a silly mistake. I was wondering why that bit was the wrong size, you see. That's what made me question it. And I just tighten them on till it stops, till you can't, you know, so we could just turn it a little bit. Stops. And then just a tiny bit more. Easy as that. Really easy as that. Now what I am going to do, I'm going to put some grease inside just where the drive shaft is going to be going. One for the waterproofing, and 2, grease never helps, never hurts anything, does it? Now this is just automotive grease. I think, yeah, this one's just automotive grease. A lot of people will use marine grease. Marine grease is brilliant stuff. But you can also get, don't know if I've got it here. Yes, I have. This stuff. Now, this stuff is called Red and Tacky, and I forgot it was here. But I should have used this instead. But this stuff is amazing. It's called Red and Tacky for a reason, because it's red and very tacky. And I'm sure my daughters are sat in that bedroom right there laughing and giggling at me, chatting to myself. But I don't care. So just wipe any excess grease off the outside, because I don't want that getting caked up with mud and crap and whatever. And then this is the hard bit, trying to get it into the cup at the other end. First big screw on the left hand side, right hand side. And I just want to say, I'm really impressed with the fact that, I'm trying to think how long I've had it. I think I said it on the other video. I've had it about 6 months. I think it was the Springwoods RC video. I was saying to another lad there that has got the Yucatan, which is the Absima. I don't want to say copy, because it's not a copy. It's like it's identical to this, but it's rebranded. That's the word. It's rebranded. So there's certain things that have changed to suit Absima, but they basically buy this off Yikong, ship it to wherever Absima is. Is it in the US or wherever it is? I don't even know. Is it Germany? No, it's Germany, isn't it? Germany, it's Europe. I don't know why. But then they rebrand it and call it the Yucatan. And I was saying to him, when we were at Springwoods, he got his out, and I was saying that the amount of rolls and crashes and bashes and tumbles I've had with this in 5-6 months, you can't complain that that's the only breakage, because you can have a brand new car, take it out once and completely annihilate pieces, you know, the gearbox or diffs, whatever. So to have rolls, tumbles, crashes, and like it's been and had everything. This one, I'm sure you've seen it on some of the videos. It gets abused. I'm not frightened to use it, but that was the reason for me getting it as well, because I wanted to make sure that it was good before I could then recommend. That's the word. I was trying to think of the word. Recommend it on my channel. But I certainly do recommend the Yikong 4082. Now they do a 1/10 scale size as well, which is the Absima CR10, I think, or CR410. I can't remember the exact words, but the big one, the 1/8 scale, is called a Yucatan, and then they do Yikong, they also do a 1/10 scale, which is called the 4082, which is mine, the 4082. Can't even check because you're on the phone. I'll get back to you. It's absolutely blogging my mind. 1 second. I know I can do it. Tablet. But they do two. In fact, there's a 6x6, which is a 1/10 scale 6x6, and then they do a 1/10 scale, which is the same body shell style, but in a 1/10 scale size. How is it when you need something to work, it never bleeming works? It's the Yikong 4082, and I'm sure it's the 4101, that's what it's called, but there's also another one. They do 2 or 3 different models, I'll tell you in a second. This is on AliExpress, by the way. So you've got the Yikong 4082 Pro, which is the model I have, which is the 1/8 scale size. Then 4082, the YK 6101, which is the 6x6, but that's a 1/10. And then you have the 4102, sorry, which is the 1/10 scale size. All parts are available on AliExpress, but I found all parts are available for the rebrand models, which are the Absema models, are available from Model Sport, and there is a couple of other places in the UK which I didn't know about to start with, because I didn't know what the other model was. Absema. I didn't know it was Absema, so I was kind of stuck. So I bought some stuff from China, and now I've just bought some spurs from Model Sport, which is handy, because otherwise you're waiting weeks. Yeah, but they're the 2 models. They're the 2 model names anyway, or 3 model names that you need to know if you're interested. Well, right, so that one's done. What we'll do, we'll just quickly put that hex back on. In fact, you know what I am going to do? I'm going to put a tiny tab of blue Loctite on the hex pin. But does it matter? No, it doesn't matter, because it's inside the hex of the wheel, you see? I overthink everything. So there was absolutely no need for me to do that whatsoever. So ignore me. Unless you've got extenders, axle extenders, and you needed to have that pin exposed, then I suppose you could use blue Loctite. But yeah, as far as that goes, ignore me, don't worry about that. Just tighten it up, and your wheel, the wheel hex itself in there like a divvy is going to hold it, which I forgot about. There's one of my daughters who won't. Oh, she's smiling for the camera. She said she wouldn't even smile for the camera. That's my beautiful Brooke, by the way. So I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll just flip this round quickly, and I'm going to waterproof this side. Alright, see, I'll put the tools away for no reason whatsoever. And I am wishing I'd used a power tool now. No, I'm not. Not into plastic. I never use power tools into plastic. Or I do if they're stupidly long screws, but I always leave a little bit of the screw showing and do it up by hand, because you know then it's when you've gone far enough. You know, I completely panicked then and thought I'd not press record. My heart was in my mouth for a split second. Yeah, I had a very boring video. Well, yeah, I've done my repair. You're just going to have to take my word for it. You see, and then I forget I've already done it. I forget my own name if it wasn't 3 letters. It's been a long day. That's my excuse. Just checking the gears, and hopefully they're all alright. Nothing wrong with that. Like before, just giving it a bit of grease. And the diffs are greased as well, because that is the one thing I did check when I got it, whether the diffs were greased, centre and front and rear. Like I said, this has been actually a very easy fix. You saw how quickly I changed that cup, so till it stops, and then a tiny bit more. Just clean up the excess because I don't want it caking up with mud because of the grease. And just double check that everything works. Just pop the wheels back on. And before, I should have shown you actually before, because of the cup, nothing like this, that wouldn't work. Obviously there was no drive from the wheel that was driven to the other wheel. And then we'll go both forward and the fronts are running. Just turn it back. And we are back in the game. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Please leave me a comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel because it all helps. Whatever you do, whether you leave me a little comment, a like, a dislike, whatever, it all helps my channel. So I appreciate any help that I get. So please subscribe, please leave me a comment, and please leave me a like on the video. Peace. I don't know what I'm doing.